Jesus wants me to tell you to stop fear mongering people into believing in him. Jesus' love is not based by fear, it's not based by condemnation, and it's not based off of living in this constant warfare between ourselves. I say this because Jesus gave me a dream tonight or this morning. I guess you could say this morning. He woke me up at about 5 a.m. after my dream and he told me to get ready, put my face on because he knows that that's kind of like my morning routine. There's something about today. I don't know what's going on today, but I just want to read the dream to you and I want to see kind of what God is going to say about it. All right, so I had a dream that I was in a forest and Jesus was returning, but we didn't know when, and we kept running to the same spot in the forest to try to position ourselves right to be ready for his return. Yet, we were missing the point. It was like it was right in front of us. It felt like I was on this journey. There were maps, and all I felt was an overwhelming peace and love from Jesus in the dream. I felt as though I was being led to the same spot. I could oversee around me and what everyone was doing. And people were asking God questions. But again, I kept being rerouted on this map. We were patiently waiting his return, and then he was back. But it was an overwhelming sensation of love, almost like he was saying, start from the beginning, start over, try again. I kept seeing paths that people were trying to take. It was kind of like I was being watched. There was an army of people preparing to go to war. All I could feel was Jesus' love. I'm missing a lot of details, so there were some details that I can't really recall. But it felt like there was a lot of fear in people, but Jesus had no condemnation against us. I didn't feel scared. It felt like I was going in circles, but seeing new things every time I was back at the same spot. This could literally be a dream about starting over, new beginnings, stuff like that. If you want to get technical and say, well, maybe there's like a new path that I'm supposed to take. Fair enough. I mean, I would say, okay, that's kind of makes sense, right? What I want to say though about this dream that I had is that Jesus' love was really the main theme of the story, of the dream. Basically, I see a lot of videos on here, and maybe God is just saying, have discernment about people who are in fear of the end of times, because it's not okay to scare people into believing in him. And I think Jesus' main message is returning us to love. And that was the one and there's two main things that God, like Jesus, has called us to do: love ourselves as we love our neighbors, and love Jesus with all of our heart. In the end, everything comes back to love. Everything comes back to how we treat ourselves and the people on this planet. There's nobody better than the other person. Just because I'm sitting here with a microphone and I had a dream about Jesus doesn't make me no better than the next person. I am just simply saying that we need to reposition ourselves in life. And it all starts with the act of love. That could literally mean anything, whatever that means to you. It's just like I haven't made a video about Romans 11 and 12 yet, but Romans 11 and 12, Jesus really told me to do some Bible studies on the book of Romans. But 11 and 12, if I recall, I don't have my notes in front of me, but Jesus wants us to use our gifts. Not all of us have the same gifts. Not all of us have the same, you know, need to do 50, like wear many hats. Like the hat that we're given is the hat that we got. I'm not saying you can't explore other hats, but if Jesus is calling you to help your neighbor, help your neighbor. If Jesus is calling you to speak about him, then speak about him. I'm a firm believer that there's a conversation ready to be had with anyone about God, but it's just how you approach it. It's about how God is going to open the door to that conversation. And some will be receptive and some will not. And some will laugh at you. And some will even say, "You don't know what you're talking about." Some people ask questions, which is totally fair. At the end of the day, though, if you call yourself any denomination and you don't align yourself with love and come back to the whole point of Jesus' love, then you are missing the point of who Jesus truly is and who he stands for. If you think that you're better than the next Christian, if you think that you are better than the next fellow human, you are not. At the end of the day, I think the whole circling back and we're missing the point is because we're literally missing the point. We're missing the point on God's character. We're missing the point on where we're supposed to be. And not necessarily where we're supposed to be with having the dream house, the car, the husband, the wife, the kids. I feel like we miss the point with all of that because that's not what accomplishes your life. Like, that's just a part of your life. That's just something that enhances quality of life. But it's not all life is set to be. And I'm not saying that, having those things is wrong or bad. I'm just saying that if you're single or if you're trying to figure out like your place in the world, just go back to love. Just literally pull yourself back to love. Whether it's you need to work on creating a better relationship with Jesus or a better relationship with your mom or a better relationship with your friends. Like, it's not easy because you circle back. Like, there are times where I have experienced a lot of negative emotions around other people. Like, I had a lot of anger towards family members. I have a lot of, confliction and confusion around my purpose. But at the end of the day, if I'm not aligning myself with love, I'm never going to find these things. And I just want you to know that this is not about fear. It's not about scaring people and saying, "Oh, you didn't give that 10%. You surely are going to perish." Yes, am I saying that the Bible is, not important? No. I don't know the Bible like the back of my hand. But the Bible is a tool and a guideline. The Bible is our daily bread. So please use this however you want. But this is just what I'm getting from what Jesus is saying and what he told me to talk about. So if you're watching this, thank you so much. I love you. And I know people say I love you and Jesus loves you more, but that's honestly the truth because that's just how it is. All right. This video is pretty much over. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.